Hello everyone, just a quick word of warning. This video does have some strong language and some very open opinions. So if you get triggered by honest opinions on Doctor Who, please click away. And if you are a viewer underage who does not want to hear any mild language, then please click away here. You've been warned. You've been warned? You've been warned. Right, time to do a controversial video because those do well, don't they? So, hello everybody, and welcome to another quick video of me expressing my own opinion on, well, now that the 12th Doctor's era is gone, how do I feel about it? So yeah, I haven't really done a spotlight video in a good bit. Expect a couple more to come out on the channel here and there, now that, you know, we're in this new renewal period of the channel. I'm going to try and reboot a couple old series and, you know, say goodbye to a couple old ones. But, you know, it's all about the brand new and all that. So, yeah. And look, I'm wearing my Dalek shirt, which I don't even know where I got. So, yeah, this is something I mean to express. And please don't take this opinion the wrong way. But how I feel about the 12th Doctor's era after it's over is that it just felt like... It felt like filler. I mean, there probably is a better way to express that feeling. But I'd have to say it as it is. It felt like filler for the show, because whereas when I was growing up I always absolutely adored the Ninth Doctor. Obviously not long after Tennant was the Doctor I fell in love with his Doctor, so yeah, and then obviously when Matt Smith came around I felt the same, but I didn't get the exact same spark with the 12th Doctor. Now I'm not sure whether that's because of me being older and having a more like film critic mind than I used to, but whatever it is, it definitely did hinder how I viewed the 12th Doctor. I did see him as more like... I don't know how I saw him. It just felt different. I don't know if it was a good or a bad... It felt like... It seems like it must have been a bad way if I see it like this, as if I see his era as filler. But, I mean, like I say, I loved the 9th Doctor growing up. I loved the 10th Doctor. I loved the 11th. And the 12th Doctor kind of happened. And that was it, if that makes sense. I don't know. I mean... It's hard to explain. It's hard to get my opinion out there in a way that I'm satisfied with explaining. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to say it. The spark. I didn't know there was a spark. I didn't notice it until I saw Jodie Whittaker. I know that a lot of people are going to switch off the video. A lot of people, and some people might be, well, this is a very controversial opinion. I'm saying my controversial opinion, but for some reason, I felt the spark. I felt the really warm feeling that the show is renewed. It's back. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But when Jodie Whittaker showed up on screen in that last 10 seconds, I don't even know why. Because I love to take the piss out of people who go, "Oh, I love Jodie Whittaker in that 5-second scene where she presses a button and she falls out of the TARDIS." I love to make fun of that. But I mean, I don't know. But it's not. I'm not saying that I really. I'm not saying that I love her Doctor, because we've only seen her in that reveal clip and that ending note of Twice Upon a Time, which was a terrible episode, might I add. But I mean, I don't know. I just felt like when I saw Jodie Whittaker come out of that regeneration, I felt something similar to how I felt when David Tennant, you know, fell out of the TARDIS in the Christmas Invasion, and how Matt Smith jumped out of the TARDIS in 11th Hour. I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but I got this really, really warm buzz about it. I don't know, maybe it's me excited for change. I feel like maybe one of the things that got me was that Peter Capaldi's era, it definitely, because obviously the contrast will be big between Peter Capaldi's era and Jodie Whittaker's, because there's going to be 10 episodes, which is still annoying to me. And obviously, well, she's a female that everybody loves to point out, whether they love the idea or hate it. And obviously, Chris Chibnall, new writer, new vibe. But I mean, it's hard. It's really difficult to explain because, like, obviously, there's going to be a big contrast with that. But there was a big contrast between the 11th Doctor and the 12th, because the 11th Doctor had this real light-hearted feel, and like, even if there was a dark episode, the 11th Doctor was there to lighten the mood, which is what his Doctor was at heart. But then, obviously, Peter Capaldi came along and the episode Deep Breath happened, and you saw a real darker turn in the character and the tone of the show. Yeah, and episodes like Listen, which I'm not a big fan of anymore, and obviously darker episodes like Mummy on the Orient Express, Flatline, I can go on. some of those darker episodes, it was a real breath of fresh air, and that's probably why I love Series 8, actually. It's one of my favourite series. But I feel like, I think what the thing is that it kind of, the show regressed. In Series 9, I think Series 9 really did shoot itself in the foot, the show did with Series 9. I mean, it felt childish again. It felt like we'd already seen this childish, gimmicky Doctor, because you saw Peter Capaldi riding on a tank with a guitar. I mean, how much Matt Smith, how further can you get? I don't know. I mean, like I say, Series 9 was not good at all. The only good part out of that series was Under the Lake and Before the Flood, and then Heaven Sent. The rest of it was shit. So, I don't know. I mean, Series 10 was a good mixture with Peter Capaldi. I felt like Series 10 was good because, I mean, there was a good variety of episodes. Some were better than others, obviously. Doctor Falls, but at the same time, they'd got a good balance with Series 8 and Series 9. I still think that Series 8 had the better 12th Doctor because it was a real dark tone, and especially that one episode, Mummy on the Orient Express, where they nailed his Doctor to the T. I think the Series 10 was good, but it wasn't amazing. They kind of got the 12th Doctor there, but I feel like they should have gone a bit darker like they did in Series 8. I have no idea why they regressed the Doctor back to a childish buffoon, but whatever reason it was, it didn't help the show whatsoever. I hate to blame Moffat for it, but obviously it is his era, he's the showrunner, and he should have stopped this. But I don't know, this is just a personal opinion, but I feel that I'm optimistic for Series 11, and you guys, that's what I'm trying to say here. I still think that spark might have returned. Obviously it might be snuffed out like a bloody candle at the start of Series 11 if the writing is shit, which is what I'm worried about, and why I'm begging Chris Chibnall not to let that happen, because you'll be killing the show. I mean, Jodie Whittaker, she's a good actress, so I'm hoping that, oh come on, just Series 11, please be good, because I've got this buzz from it and I don't want to be let down. And I hope that other people have the same opinion as me, otherwise I'm just talking crap for 10 minutes for no reason at all. The show needs to be done well. And looking at Chris Chibnall's track record on Doctor Who, Hungry Earth, ugh, Power of Three, ugh, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. I don't know, he's done Torchwood. He might be alright. I'm hoping and praying. Yeah, that really went off topic, didn't it? But yeah, Peter Capaldi's era, on the other hand, I did like it. I'm not gonna lie. I did like it. There were some episodes that really stood out, and debatably, Under the Lake Before the Flood is my favourite new series story. It's so, like, inconsistent. I don't know. I mean, let's look at Series 8, actually. Let's look at it properly. So, Deep Breath was good. It was actually a really, really good opening. And it felt so different. If you look at it, if you look at Deep Breath and you look at the 11th Hour, they are so different. They are so different in tone, and yet they both work in their own way at setting up a tone for the era of the show, for that Doctor. And it's brilliant, it's genius. And that's why I love 11th Hour and Deep Breath. Now let's look at, what was the second episode? What was the third episode? Let me have a look. Oh yeah, Into the Dalek. Well, that does show you it's forgettable, even though it links to Twice Upon a Time. It is boring. It's boring. I don't know what else to say. It's just a boring episode, that one. Then there's Robot of Sherwood, which... nah, not a fan. Not a fan, really. Listen, which I used to love. I watched it. It was probably my favourite episode of this series, until recently, when I realised that it has no story whatsoever, and it's just another way to make Clara overpowered. Then we have a Time Heist, which... it's a iffy one for me. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, which is not a good sign for an episode. Oh, then we have The Caretaker, which is very good, actually. I quite like The Caretaker, that's one. It's just a bit... I don't know. It's a good one, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. It is a good one for me. Kill the Moon, which... it's Kill the Moon. Then we have Mummy on the Orient Express. Then we have Mummy on the Orient Express, which I loved. Brilliant one, as I've said. It really does sum up. I feel like Deep Breath and Mummy on the Orient Express was a perfect direction for this Doctor, and they both nailed the Doctor. It was brilliant. Those 2 episodes are the standout ones for me. Then we have Flatline, which is another good one, actually. I quite like that one. Then we have... yeah, we have that one. That's where we see this series cracking at the seams. Anyway, then we have Dark Water, which I didn't mind. I guess it was an alright one. It wasn't too bad. Then we have Death in Heaven, which was atrocious. Then we have Last Christmas, which was the I think the best Christmas special from Stephen Moffat, maybe? I don't know. I mean, there aren't really many good ones to choose from, let's be honest. Let's look at Series 9. Have I got it? No? Yeah, maybe. And then we have Series 9. Okay, so let's look at it. We have Magician's Apprentice, which is... oh, no, not even going to go there. Which is familiar, which... nah, not a fan. Under the Lake Before the Flood. Perfection. I love that one. Toby Whithouse, you beauty. Then we have The Girl Who Died and The Woman Who Lived. Let's move on to part 2, shall we? We have Zygon Invasion and Zygon Inversion, which isn't even worth mentioning. We have Sleep No More. Face the Raven, which was okay, but there was no reason for it. Thank you, Hellbent, for ruining the series. We have Heaven Sent, which was actually really good. I quite like this one, but it is in a sea of shit. Then we have... Series 10. Actually, before Series 10, we have Husbands of River Song, which... So, moving on to Series 10, completely ignoring the 2 Christmas specials that came between Series 9 and 10, let's move on to a series which is half decent. So, part 1. We have the pilot, which is... we have Smile, which is good. It's a good one. I actually quite liked it. Thin Ice, which I didn't mind. You can shoot me if you want to. We have Knock Knock, which I really enjoyed, apart from the ending, obviously. We have Oxygen, which is perfection. I absolutely love it. We have Extremis, which is good. Actually, why did I say that? No, it's not. It's terrible. Why did I say that? I'm stupid. And now moving on to part 2. We have Pyramid at the End of the World, which is... no, not good. No, don't like it. We have Light of the Land, which is worse than Pyramid. We have Empress of Mars, which I quite enjoyed. We have The Eaters of Light. Wait, what story was that? What story was that? Hold on, I'm going to search it. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's that one. The Romans. Oh, okay. No. Boring, forgettable, and shit. Then we have World Enough and Time, which was amazing. Oh, really? In Series 10, it was half decent. I mean, in the first half, we had 4 out of 6 of the stories which were actually good, being Smile, Thin Ice, Knock Knock, and Oxygen. Then in the second half, we had Empress of Mars and World Enough and Time. So the majority of this series so far are good episodes. So let's look at the finale, shall we? The Doctor Falls. You never cease to depress me. The Doctor Falls... I'm going to go on another rant, actually. The Doctor Falls was the fucking worst finale you could ever have. Series 10 was a reboot, an unnecessary reboot at that. But it was a reboot all the same. It felt refreshed. The show felt refreshed. And then they go on a roll. They have a couple episodes which are actually decent. They have a couple that are amazing. They have some that are actually good. Then they have a couple that are a bit wobbly in the second half. And then they have World Enough and Time, which is a good penultimate. They go, oh, this might be a good finale. We have World Enough and Time with the creepy Cybermen. Oh yeah. And then we have the Doctor Fall, where the Doctor doesn't want to regenerate. Where the fuck did that come from? We had a perfect departure with Bill when she became a Cyberman, but no, let's change that. We'll make her a bloody puzzle god, so that we can have her in the Christmas special. Wait, where did Heather go in the Christmas special? I don't know, because Moffat is lazy. The Mondasian Cybermen, oh boy, I can't wait for the Mondasian Cybermen in Series 10. Aren't used that much at all. And no, did I make the advent? I'm dying inside. Did I forget to mention that they made them fly when they had the Lumix Cybermen and the Nightmare Cybermen to fly, and yet they make the Mondasian Cybermen fly? Why would you do that? You're stupid. Okay, let's try and look at it in a positive light. So what was good in the episode? We had John Sim, actually. That was pretty good. Oh, but wait. Sorry about that. He wasn't used that much. He only was speaking to Missy throughout the whole episode. And then the Doc Master goes and kills himself, which... why bother? Why bother? Because now we can't have John Sim back. Oh, don't forget Nardo. Oh, yeah. What good was he in whole of Series 10? He had no use. So completely forgetting Husbands of a Song and Dr. Mysterio. What episode am I missing? Oh, yeah. Twice Upon a Time. I'm not going to talk about Twice Upon a Time. I'm going to end up popping a vein in my fucking forehead if I end up talking about that shit. And yeah, that's a drastic change of my opinion since my review. But I went and rewatched it and I realised how shit it is. Now, I'm not going to be a pessimist. And I'm not. Because, like I said, I'm excited for Series 11 and I hope it doesn't let me down. But I am so fucking happy that Stephen Moffat is gone. He can't put his grubby, grimy hands on the show anymore. He cannot mess up what was made perfectly in all of the showrunners before that. And, oh, bloody hell. I don't get it. Because Stephen Moffat goes and writes something like Blink, like Girl in the Fireplace, like Bloody Silence in the Library. And then he goes and writes something like Hellbent, Dr. Falls, Death in Heaven, Twice Upon a Time, Dr. Mysterio, Husbands of River Song. I'm so happy he's gone. I mean, I gave him another chance. I was willing to put Series 9 aside. Listen, I was ready to give him another chance for Series 10 after Series 9. And I was like, oh yeah, we'll give him one more chance. This is last year on the show. Series 10 is going to be good. It's going to be a reboot. It's going to be amazing. We have a lot of good writers. We have a lot of good episodes. We have a new companion. We have a new side to the Doctor. We have another new companion, which is possibly necessary. But no, it's not. And I still can't get over that we wait a whole year for fucking Dr. Mysterio. And that episode is just bollocks. I'm so done with Stephen Moffat right now. I'm so glad he's gone. Okay, well that was a video about me having my midlife crisis. I hope you found some way of enjoying it. Well, I mean, on the plus side, it's probably pretty comedic for you. Or maybe you agree with some of my points. I mean, I'm going to say this again. I am not a pessimist of Doctor Who. I like to think of myself as a realist, not a fucking optimist. Or someone who sugarcoats all of their stuff. There are some episodes that I love about Stephen Moffat, of his era. Like I say, Mummy on the Orient Express, Deep Breath, Under the Lake. We have, obviously, let's look at Matt Smith's era, shall we? Obviously, 11th Hour. We have The Doctor's Wife, that's it. Girl Who Waited was pretty good. God Complex was brilliant. And then he goes and writes stuff like, oh, bloody Wedding of River Song, and Good Man Goes to War, and Name of the Doctor, Day of the Doctor, Time of the Doctor. Peter Capaldi's era is as inconsistent in quality as Stephen Moffat's era. Like I say, I've got absolutely nothing against Peter Capaldi. I love his Doctor most of the time. And if it's not, it's down to the writing. Let me stress that as much as I possibly can. Amazing performance in... I mean, Peter Capaldi is one of those Doctors that absolutely... He takes a script, like Zygon Inversion, and he makes it magnificent. I mean, look at his performance. Actually, no, look at his performance in bloody Heaven Sent, because that's an amazing representation. He carries an episode on his own. I mean, sure, he should do, because he's the Doctor. But all the same, he makes it so gripping. Literally, if you look at the episode, it's literally about a Doctor in the confession dial / a castle being chased by one thing. That is literally the drive, is him regretting past decisions. And he makes it amazing. I've had my rant. Anyway, like I say, I'm a realist of Doctor Who. Please don't call me a pessimist, because I try to literally I try to look on the positives, and I try to see it clearly enough so that I can give my honest to God opinion. And this is my honest to God opinion. Stephen Moffat is gone, and I'm happy, because he's left his mark on Doctor Who. It's not amazing looking at the series as he's done. Most of the finales he's done have been shit, apart from Pandorica Opens. But apart from that, look at all of his finales. Look at all his Christmas specials. He can write. I'm being completely real here. He's written Empty Child, which I adore. He's written Silence in the Library. But he's written Girl in the Fireplace, which was the episode that made me a Whovian, I like to think. I identify that episode as the one that sold me on Doctor Who, that made me love it. In his era, it's just so many good episodes. It's just, there are so many bad ones. There are just so many bad ones, and the direction he put the show in really hurt the show in a lot of ways, and it's so sad. And I hate to see that Stephen Moffat has done this way. I can see that, I mean, he's a Doctor Who fan himself when he was growing up, so I really do feel for him, because a lot of people have given him hate for what he's done, and I do feel like he partially deserves it for some of the stupid decisions he's done. But he tried to reinvent the show in his own way, and I can respect that in a sense. But in another sense, I feel like he should have played it a little bit safer, because he was very, very reckless, because he had full control of the show, and I feel like that was a bit too much power for him. I'm just being honest. I don't know how I feel about Stephen Moffat, because his writing is so all over the place. This video went on for longer than I expected. It was meant to be a quick 5-minute video about Peter Capaldi's era, but it turned into this. But like I say, Stephen Moffat could have been better. Could have been worse though. That's a good point. Always got to look on the positive. There you go. There was my video. This is me just expressing my honest to God opinion as like a reflection of what has happened on Doctor Who recently, with Stephen Moffat's era, with Peter Capaldi's era, and yeah, I guess that's it. But like I say, Series 11, I have the spark in me. I have hope that Series 11 will be good. I really do. And just feeling that it might be something new for the show, but it won't ruin it. I have this feeling. I don't know if it will come true or not, but I hope to God that it does. For now, I'll stop rambling. But anyway, like I say, if you enjoyed this video, there you go. And if you don't, please let me know in the comments, and we can have like a discussion over it, because this is this is open for discussion. You guys post your opinions in the comments of what I've talked about, and if you agree, cool, just let me know in the comments. Just try to expand on stuff that I've said, because that will be cool of you. But if you don't, please let me know, and then we can talk about it in the comments, and we can discuss the good and bad of what's happened on the show recently. Like I say, I like to think myself as a realist of the show, and when something like this happens in my mind, I want to express it as honestly as I possibly can. There was my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. It was slightly more negative than usual, which I apologise for, but I had to get off my chest my true feelings for everything in Doctor Who recently. But anyway, so there was the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.